Hey, hello, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. So, listen, we're about to get started. Okay, you can hear me. Wonderful. Thank you, Wayne. I appreciate it. So, we're about to get into some things. Hold on one second. I'm streaming on multiple platforms. So, I just want to make sure uh, I share this. There we go. Great. Okay. All right. Today, we're going to be talking about why 97% of most people will never write a profitable book. So we're going to get into some things. And hold on. I'm just real quick. And then I promise you I'm about to start, y'all. Okay, I promise I'm about to start. How y'all doing today? Thank you, Wayne, for sharing the live. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Okay. All right, so let's go here and make sure we are streaming on Instagram as well. And here we go. All right, great. So I have sent out a text message as well. We're streaming everywhere. And should I stream? I guess I'll stream too. Some of mine. One second, y'all. All right, how y'all doing? All right, so let me just go ahead and get into this. And so I'm going to be looking up and down because I'm streaming on two different things. I'm streaming on my camera. So those of y'all watching on TikTok, I'll show you. I'm streaming. How you flip the screen? How you flip the thing? I figured you would just. I guess you can't flip the screen. Hold up. Oh, here we go. Flip camera. So you see, streaming with my camera. Yes, darlings. And then I'm also streaming. So I'm streaming on YouTube. I'm on Facebook. I'm on LinkedIn. I'm on Instagram. This is because I wanted to really get the word out because folks be out here playing. Okay, so everybody should be able to see me. Oh, my nose is itching. If y'all are watching me on any other platform, just go ahead and drop in the chat. What's going on, Wayne? Wayne, I appreciate Wayne. Wayne is over here liking the live and showing some love. Teria Avant, it is pronounced like Maria with a T. Hey, Essie, how you doing, love? And I've been in the books now since 2012. I wrote my very first book. I got a copy. Yep. Okay. Wrote this book right here back in 2012. I wrote this book back in 2012. And wrote it. It used to be called A Vision of Freedom. And the reason why I wrote the book is because at the time I was a top income earner in the industry of network marketing. But y'all, I was trying to expand out of the network marketing bubble. And I wanted to be able to connect with more people that were entrepreneurs, that were executives in their own spaces. I wanted to be seen as someone who's built a successful business. And a lot of times in the network marketing industry, it's kind of like I said, the bubble. If you're not in multi-level marketing, most people who are not in it, they don't really love it. Right? It's like it's got this stigmas about it. And so I wanted to create a tool so that I could build my leverage, my network outside of the industry, multiple marketing. So that's what I did. I wrote my book. And I never wrote my book in 2012 so that I could tell my story. I never wrote my book so that I could be a book seller. I literally wrote my book because I knew that it would be a tool to help me build business. And so that's how I got into the space. When I got into the space, y'all, I started helping people all over the world write books. I've done all types of programs from 3-day book camps, one-on-one coaching, ghostwriting. I have courses where people could just sign up and take the course. And so I have come across thousands upon thousands of people. When it comes to the book space, y'all, I'm certified. And I'm not even saying that with arrogance. I'm saying that with full confidence that this is what I do. I have helped individuals. And what was happening, y'all, to be quite honest, is that I was helping all these people to become published, but then I would go back and check on them, 90 days or 6 months and realized like they wasn't talking about the book no more. They weren't talking about the transformation anymore. They weren't making money, but I was still leveraging my book and still making money. You understand what I'm saying? Hey, Luana, how you doing, love? I was still making money. And so, honestly, a lot of people have false ideas about what it means to finally launch a book. Oh, thank you for helping me hit my goal. Wayne, I appreciate you so much. You got to make sure to message me and let me know anytime you ever go live. I'm going to show you major, major love. I like to show love. So let me do the goal again. I got to do the goal. Yeah. I'm streaming on TikTok too, y'all. Okay. So I started paying attention to the people that I was helping to write books because everybody thinks that let me just write this book. Let me just write this book. And a lot of them were not making money. Most people tend to make the most money from their book during the launch. So I want you to look at, if you are an author, I want you to look at that. And I want you to think to yourself, this could possibly be the most money I've ever made. Now, for those of y'all who are not authors, let me tell you why 97% of people will never write a profitable book. Are y'all ready? And we got a lot of people that are chiming in. First of all, let me give you an example. I've been doing this for a long time, so nothing surprises me. And I'm telling you, when it comes to books, you don't have to trust me. You could either figure it out yourself. Y'all hear me? Figure it out yourself, or listen to someone who's been doing this for over 10 years. Also, someone who's done this through the pandemic. Also, someone who's done this through when all these coaches were popping up out of nowhere. And now a lot of them one of these coaches I seen that popped up just got indicted for scamming. Okay, so let's get into it. Okay, can y'all hear me? Type 1. It's a lot of people that are watching us. We're streaming again on multiple platforms: Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, all the things. I can't see what y'all are saying on Instagram. Let me pull up my Instagram on here. And so there are reasons why. First of all, most people will never even write a profitable book. 11,000 books are published every single day. 11,000 books are published every single day. That means today, 11,000 books. That means tomorrow, 11,000 books. That means yesterday, 11,000 books. So those of you guys, hey, Instagram, what's going on? The MBA nurse. I love it. Hey, LaShawna. Hey, Celestial. Thank you so much. And 11,000. Do y'all hear me? 11,000 books. Hey, Khaleesi. Hey, beautiful. 11,000 books every day published. Every day. Out of the 11,000, y'all. So these are the ones who actually get the book done. 97% of most people who want to write a book, they never will do it. And I'm about to give you some numbers. I'm going to show you. Watch what I say. Listen to me. I don't want to deter nobody. I don't want nobody to feel like, well, why do I even try? Because the truth is this: the person who puts themselves in the 3% is simply the person who takes action. We think that we got to have another degree. We think that we got to finally get the secret sauce. We think that if somebody else tells me the secret, no. There are 3% of the population who will say, I'm going to get it done no matter what. But then you have 11,000 books published every day, and only 1,000 make over $1,000 in 12 months. Are y'all hearing me? Did y'all hear them numbers? So today, 11,000 books will get published. Out of the 11,000, 1,000 of them will make $1,000 plus this year. And most of them will fall on the 1,000. I'm talking about people who have major influence. I'm talking about people that are maybe D-list and below celebrities. Maybe ABC celebrities will make more. But most authors that get published do not make no money. Okay, y'all hear me? Because I'm telling you, every single person, I don't care about. Listen, let me tell you something. Mortal man says, don't tell people who don't touch books you are discouraging them. I do not care If you feel that I am discouraging people, I'm telling people the truth. And this is the problem with this day and age. People don't want to be coached, people want to be cheerleaded onto doing the wrong things. And I'm not a cheerleader. I am a coach. And the people that follow me get results. And so I have to tell you the truth up front. You're going to have all these people that will sell you these dreams, telling you all you got to do is publish your book and you're going to be rich. It's a lie. All you got to do is, go to ChatGPT and tell it, write me a book on this. And now all of a sudden you're going to have this great book. That is a lie. Guys, at the end of the day, what you must understand is that if you want to have success in this space, if you want to be one of the 3%, thank you, Lawana, I appreciate you, love. If you want to fall into the bracket of the people who actually make money, the first thing that you've got to be willing to do is you've got to be willing, first of all, don't listen to people who ain't doing it. Hello? It's everybody out here. And this is why I'm always telling people, like, be very careful, right? Be very careful, because there are so many people in this world that are giving advice on things that they are not even doing. And so when you make a decision, ladies and gentlemen, that you're going to put this book out there in the world, you're going to impact lives. First of all, please do not go and take advice from someone who has not done the thing. And what do I mean by the thing? Well, number one, please don't take advice from someone who maybe has never wrote a book, but also the ones who maybe wrote a book and we ain't even heard from them. You have to make sure you start surrounding yourself around action takers. You have to make sure that you surround yourself around people who are going to do the work. You've got to make sure that you get yourself around someone who has done that of what you desire. But let me get back into the conversation of why 97% of most people will never write a profitable book. Some of y'all are up here saying, why are you being negative? You jumped your happy little tail on this live because of the title. You're here because of it. So let's tell the truth. Y'all ready to tell the truth and shame the devil? The truth is that the numbers never lie in no matter what category you're in. I have been in network marketing. 97% of most people in network marketing never have success. I've been in the coaching space. 97% of most people who get into this space never have success. I've seen people in the corporate space. 97% of most, the numbers never lie. They say 3% of the world's population controls 97% of the money. Why is that? Because there is a difference between a person who is always telling you they're going to do a thing versus a person who actually does it. And I want to get us out the mindset. I want us to stop living in the La La Land. The other day, I offered a 100% free training, 2.5 hours, 2.5 hour training where I let everybody join in. I taught them, number one, how to leverage your book to make money. I taught them examples, real life examples of people who have used their books that have gotten them on stages, that have helped them to sell more products, that have helped them to increase their sales prices, all the things, right? All the things. Let me find out something real quick. I'm just going to leave this alone. So all the things. And then step by step, y'all listen to me. Y'all ready? I showed everybody how to complete their chapters. I literally completed basically a full chapter in like 20 minutes. I showed them exactly like something that you would pay someone thousands of dollars to learn. You know how I know? Because there are people who are doing that. You know how I know? Because I had a 3-day boot camp where people paid me $7,000, $7,000 to come to. Those people that paid the $7,000, they didn't miss a training. They didn't miss a training. They didn't miss a step. They didn't miss a homework assignment. But it's when you offer a 100% free training. And do y'all know, there are some people that joined in, right? There are some people that joined in and hold on, y'all. Let me see something real quick. I be hating when people be coming on my lives. Y'all know I got ADHD. And so when people come on my lives and be talking crazy, child, I'll be like, yo, bro, get off my life. Who are you? So I be having a black folks. But back to what I was saying. I don't even know what I was saying. Now let me rewind and start all over. So I used to have a 3-day boot camp, $7,000. People would do the homework. People would never miss a training. I had 100% success rate of people joining in. Okay, y'all hear me? I offered a free training that was 2.5 hours. 71 people registered. By the way, oh no, thank you, love. Nobody's tripping over here on TikTok though. I appreciate. I'm building up. By the way, y'all share this out on TikTok. Y'all, I am trying to build up my following here. Thank you, Coach K, for being a gifter. I appreciate the love. Thank you so much. So I used to do these trainings and everybody would show up. So I did a free training. And I know some of y'all like, well, I missed the training. I won't miss it again. I know you won't. And by the way, I never get surprised when I do free trainings. By the way, I'm going to tell all of my coaches out there, will I stop doing free trainings? No, because somebody was like, see, that's why I don't do that no more. No, that is how I make my money, because the people were going to sign up with you. It didn't matter. They're always going to sign up with you. The people who are never going to spend no money, they never will. So I never try to spend time convincing people who never were going to invest in the first place. If you want to show up and get the free game, I promise you, those will be the people who will always continue to show up to get free game and never really act upon it. Now, you will have a few that will act upon that free game and take it next level. But I'm never trying to convince somebody that God did not assign for me to coach, to be coached. Does that make sense? So I do free workshops. This is one of the best ways for you that are in the coaching space, in the information space. This is the best and easiest way to build your business. Hello. I made 6 figures doing free workshops and making an offer. Do everybody join? No, but the ones who are supposed to, they join. You can never say the wrong thing to the right person in the right audience, okay? So anyways, so 70-something people registered. About 23 people showed up. Generally, whenever I do a free workshop, I'm expecting about a third. Out of the 23 for a free 2.5 hour training where they didn't pay no money. They didn't pay no money. Nobody got charged to be on this training. And some people would even say something like, you know what? I'm not about to sit up here for no 2.5 hours. Let me go watch the Housewives. I'm not about to sit up here for no 2.5 hours. Let me go see what else is on YouTube. Let me scroll on TikTok. Not make no money. No disrespect. I'm not trying to be funny, but not making no money. But yet, we'll go. Hold on, y'all. Okay, great. We'll go and spend our time on something that does not increase our bottom line, but when we're given something of value, maybe because it was not, maybe because the person was not saying everything you agreed with. Uh, News alert, alert, alert. The reason why you hire a coach is because they're going to tell you stuff you don't agree with. I know this sounds crazy, but if you agreed with it, if you believed in it, you would probably already be doing it. The right coach is going to stretch you. The right coach is going to make you look at something different. The right coach is going to take from you from where you were as far as your thought processes and shift them up so that you can have better results. If the person that we were today was going to get us to that next level of success, then we would already be there. So you're not supposed to always agree. And so for those people who get on a live and you're like, oh, this person is saying something that I don't agree with, I'm going to log off. No, listen. Only if you respect their results. Only if you want to have the success that they've been able to obtain. Now, if they full of crap and they ain't got no results, then that's another conversation. Y'all with me? That's another conversation. I'm not listening to no, you're not going to be single and telling me what to do with my dating life. Okay? Now, I'm not going to say that there's not a single person out here that can't tell me what to do with my single life, because maybe you've been able to learn how to be single and happy and things, but you're not about to tell me about how to go out here and date. You ain't had no man, you ain't got no man or no girl. You can't be negative in your bank account and trying to tell me how to save my money. Now, please don't confuse the two. Entrepreneurs, y'all already know what it is. Every single month, as an entrepreneur that invests into their business, you could be making 40, 50, 60,000 and investing it back into your business. But I'm talking about, you can't be a finance, you can't give me no financial advice if when I ask you, let me see your bank account, it ain't looking like the way that I want. Does that make sense? So a coach is always going to help you to look at stuff differently. So people were on for 2.5 hours. Of the 20 something people that joined in, by the time we got to the end of 2.5 hours, we had about 14 people that were still on. Now, those 14 people that were still on, I know that they were glad they stayed all the way till the end, because I literally showed them how to write the book. Now, why am I telling you this? Because out of 71 people who registered, only 14 people stayed until the end. Out of the 14 people that stayed until the end, I'm only expecting about 5 to 7 of them to even do the work. So out of 71 people, 5 to 7 of them will actually do the work. Y'all, these numbers never lie. These numbers have been consistent since I've gotten into this coaching business for now over 10 years. These numbers have been consistent since I got into the network marketing industry, which that I started network marketing in 2009. And so the truth is the truth is the truth. And I know that a lot of times people don't want to hear the truth, but my question to you is, those who are listening to the sound of my voice, are you going to make a decision to not be a part of the 97%? Because literally, the difference of a person who's in the 3% and 97% is just one person said they were going to take action and not give up. I'm serious. Not, okay, let me go get another degree. Do y'all see who is running the United States of America? Y'all president? Some of y'all watching from other countries, so y'all definitely not claiming our the United States of America president. Hey, Crystal. This man gets online every day, on TV every day, and lies. Like bold face lie. He said, I was listening to something the other day, y'all. This is how I know, like, we think that we got to be so intelligent. We think that we got to get more prefixes and suffixes. We think that I got to get more training. We think that I got to do more of this and more of that. No, you just need action. You don't need another game plan. You don't need another let me rebrand. You ain't even got a brand. Brand for me, let me tell you what a brand is. It's not a logo. It's not your company colors. A brand is not a website. A brand is not I don't know. A brand, let me tell you what a brand is. What do people say about you when they say your name? When someone says, do you know Jane Doe? They say, oh my God, Jane Doe does. That's how you know she's branded. We be out here thinking that we kind of another social media post. Let me make sure I post 5, 6, 7 times a day. And listen, no shade to the people who become social media influencers, because there are people on TikTok right now making a ton of money. But I have noticed the difference of the two. No disrespect to all of my tickers, because I love TikTok and I've been enjoying it and I'm building my following. Thank you so much for everybody who is sharing this out to some people and inviting some people. But most people that I see on TikTok that are making 6 and 7 figures are on TikTok 2, 3, 4, 5 times a day. 2, 3, 4, 5 times a day, baby. Listen, and I was trying to think to myself the other day, well, if I didn't have coaching clients and a TV network that I'm launching, if I didn't have an entire software, if I didn't have all these other things that we have to actively do, could I go live every single day? I could. But you got to pick which battle you want. For me, are y'all listening to me? What I'm saying here, for me, I have a program. I have a community that we're building. I have a network. And so we think, oh, let me get 100,000 followers and then finally my life will be perfect. Y'all, as long as we are depending on somebody else, something else, some company else to pay us, they are always in control of our income. And so I'm just being honest. They be in control. Are you in control? Are you building your own income? Right? So y'all do with that with what you will, but we think we got to get another prefix. No, you don't need another prefix. You need to go do the work. Okay, let me get some better weave. No, you don't need better weave. You just need to go do the work. Let me go get a new car. No, you don't need a new car. You just need to do the work. Most people, this is the funny thing. I was talking to somebody the other day because I am shopping to get a new car, but I said, I haven't bought a new car, like something that I want, in almost 12 years. But me to build a business that has done multiple six figures, and that does not start with a one, two, three, or four. For me to build a business, nobody ever asked what kind of car I drove. Nobody cares. They don't care what kind of watch I had. They didn't care what kind of red bottoms I wore. Hello. Okay. I don't know what it means to be a co-host. So I see some of y'all asking to be a co-host. I'm not doing that right now. Y'all see, I'm just running my mouth. I'm talking right now. I didn't need to. Are y'all hearing me? What I'm saying? Okay. It didn't require for me to. I don't know, to get up here and fake the funk. By the way, everybody that's been faking the funk, they getting found out. They getting indicted. They getting locked up. I seen another coach out here, another one of these big coaches y'all love, teaching people stuff. The man, y'all know. Okay, so let me tell you one of my guilty pleasures on YouTube. You know how the cops be wearing the cameras. So YouTube has channels where they be showing the cop cameras. Well, I happened to be up yesterday, and they had a YouTube that just got released of a man who was at, guess what bank? Navy Federal. Okay, y'all with me? He was at Navy Federal Credit Union because there's this coach that has a video that went viral where he's telling everyone, go to Navy Federal Credit Union. Give them a VIN number for a car that you say that you're gonna buy. Give them a VIN number for a car that you say that you're gonna buy, and they gonna get you a loan to buy the car. Now you got to get the car within a certain time period. You got to get the car at a certain time period. Michael, if you don't like the way that I talk, baby, guess what you could do? Log off, sweetheart. Stop yelling. I ain't talk the way I talk. That's another thing, y'all. Let me tell y'all something about me. You're not going to make me be a different person. Yes, we're going to put you in timeout. If y'all don't like the way a sister talk, if y'all don't like me yelling, log off. What do y'all be thinking? Y'all can't control me right now. I'm going off right now. I'm talking. Okay. Anyway, so he told everybody, go to Navy Federal. Tell them you getting a car. Give them a VIN number. They gonna give you a car. And when you get the car, when you get the loan, you don't go get the car. Don't go get the car. You just get the loan. Then they got to, after a certain amount of time, turn it into a personal loan. I don't know. Listen, I'm not saying no names. I just know that I heard that. And guess what? They got the boy on the camera at Navy Federal trying to cash the loan check. The boy is trying to cash the loan check. Hold up. Wait a minute. Yep. Let me see if I can pull it up. Those of y'all watching on TikTok, I might have to turn the screen around. It's a lot. That's why I be like, y'all got to listen. Y'all got us getting fascinated by people's things and pay attention to who you done helped though. Who have you helped? Who have you helped to get to the next level? What are the results of your client base? What are you doing? Let me see if I can find this video chat. Let me see. It's all on my feed. Where the boy at? Hold up. I love watching them. Don't ask me why I got to watch. I always want to watch these joints. Oh, dang, I can't remember. I know I was watching it on my YouTube. Anyways, he was in the Navy Federal Credit Union. Child, they done locked the boy up. because the boy then took the loan check. He took the loan check and tried to cash it. I'm confused at all of that. Right. Thank you, more DC. Tell the people. Turn the volume down. Talk about tell me to yell it. No, this is how I talk. I remember I used to also, can I just tell y'all something too? I used to also try to change who I was to appeal to people who were not assigned to me. So I remember there's this coach that I had invested into. I invested $25,000 into her mastermind program. And she talks so hey guys, so today we're going to, that's how she talks. And I remembered that I was like, maybe I need to switch up the way that I deliver my messages. And then I tried to do it. Y'all know I go to church, and even at church, it helps me to sometimes calm down. But when I get fired up, baby, the personality comes out. And one thing I'll never do, though, is I'll never be disrespectful. I'll never talk down. And y'all, very rarely will you ever hear me cuss. So that's one thing I don't do. But I realized a long time ago that Teria, that is for her. She is called to who she's called to based on who she is. You need not switch up your personality, switch up your delivery, switch up any of who you are, because the people that I have assigned to you are going to appreciate the way that you deliver the message. Once I got free of that, y'all, let me tell you something. Once I got free and knew who the heck I was, baby, I was myself. Okay, so anyway, so your boy is at Navy Federal Credit Union because it's an influencer out here telling people. So we be out here following. You think you got to follow okay, let me go follow this group of people because they got the lifestyle I want. Y'all, the reason why 97% of most people will never write a profitable book is because they're so busy following the masses instead of paying attention to the ones of the 3% that are truly making success with their book. Are y'all with me on this? Are y'all with me? And so how do we become a part of the 3%? How do we become a part of the profitable? Thank you so much, everybody on TikTok. And shout out to everybody. Crystal, we've got the brownie, an unforgettable trip. Oh, stage play. Come on now, stage play. More DC, Coach P's in the house. Thank you to everybody who is commenting on Instagram. We've got, let me see, Rands Burgart, Business Aggie, the MBA nurse, Donald Gallimore. Shout out to everybody. I appreciate all of y'all for just being tuned in. So how do we become a part of the 3%? First of all, don't y'all remember the saying back in the day, if everybody jumping off the bridge, you gonna do it? I used to hate that question. Anybody else mom used to ask them that? Like moms used to always be thinking it was dropping, our moms, but then we became the moms or became the dads. Right. I remember my daddy used to ask me, my daddy was crazy, y'all. So rest in peace to both my mom and dad. God bless me with a second mother. Her name is Veronica. I was talking to her earlier today. But my dad used to do the crazy stuff. Y'all, he was crazy. He'd be like, let me tell you what my daddy used to do. Anybody had a dad used to do this? So like, say I would do something like I would get in trouble, right? Let me give it I don't know. Maybe I got caught talking too much in school. I used to be very talkative, which I think because I got in trouble of being so expressive, I then became more reclusive and more introverted. I think that was a taught behavior. Introvertedness was a taught behavior for me. I was taught to be quiet. I was taught that when you walk in the room, you do not speak to adults unless spoken to. So I just learned to not talk. And so now I'm more shy in an extroverted situation because I was taught that. So my dad used to always ask stuff like, if I get in trouble, he'd be like, so why did you do it? He would ask me stuff like that, like, well, why would you do it, Teria? And as soon as I would get ready to say, he'd be like, shut up. My dad was crazy. I'd be like, and then if I don't say nothing, he's like, you don't know what to say? My dad was crazy, y'all. But anyways, how many of y'all had a parent that would say, if everybody is jumping off the bridge, are you going to jump off the bridge too? We used to be like, why would you ask me such a stupid question? But the truth is look at the way people operate today. People actually operate that way today. They do what the masses do. They follow what the masses follow. Oh, everybody going to this. I'm gonna go over here. And if we do a survey of how many people that are here, I went to I went to a Tony Robbins conference years and years ago. Years and years ago, I went to this Tony Robbins conference. I was going through depression. This is when I was a top leader in network marketing, depression, suicide ideation. I was making 20, 30, $40,000 a month. Hated what I was doing. That's why I always say, some people say, oh, when you get the money, it can change your life. It depends on how you get in the money. Because in network marketing, when you make 20, 30, 40,000 a month, guess what? You got to work hard every single month. It ain't no retirement in network marketing. They be lying. I'm just being honest. I'm sorry if anybody's a multi-level marketer watching this, but nobody have I ever met that has been in network marketing that's ever been at that high level of income. Will they tell you that every day they don't got three-way calls, every day they don't have meetings, every day they don't have, they all doing it. They all working all day long. So anyways, I was depressed. I went to this Tony Robbins conference, and I remember as I was walking in, I met a guy that was like, oh yeah, I've been coming to Tony Robbins for 5, 6, 7 years. No disrespect. And take this the wrong way, y'all. But I looked at what he pulled up in. My boy, I don't remember what kind of car it was, but let's just say it was I'm just going to give you, let's say it was 2020. My boy was in a 1980 white something that barely looked like it was a pray car. I was like, so you've been coming to Tony Robbins. Mind you, thousands of people be going to Tony Robbins every year. And not to say his event is not great. All I needed was one time. I didn't need to keep coming to the same event over and over again to get motivation and inspiration. But you got thousands of people. When he asked the audience, how many of y'all been here twice, 3 times? Most of the people that have been there multiple times, but ain't none of them got no results. The masses. The masses always need to be motivated. The masses always need to do what looks safe. The masses are always going to wait. Well, let me see what you do. And then I'll jump on. You ever heard somebody tell you that? Well, let me see how things go for you. Let me know. That's what the masses do. When you make a decision to step out and do something opposite, they think you lost it. They think you're crazy. Okay? And so when it comes to most people that want to write books, what's the first thing that most people think that they need to do when they write a book is write a book about their story. Write a book about their life. And again, I do not want to make anybody feel bad if you did write a book about your life, because remember, not only would 97% of most people never write a book, but 97% of most people who want to write a book never will. So the fact that you know how to write a book, let's give it up for ourselves. Because that's the first step. You got to know how to write a book. But the thing is this. I want everybody that's watching me right now, type the $sign in the chat if the last time, like let's just say someone you met at an event, a networking event, somebody that you met, they're not a celebrity. They might be a co-worker that came out with something, or somebody that's selling a product. When is the last time you Googled the life story of them? When is the last time you've Googled, you just met me, some of y'all been following me for a minute, have you ever Googled the life story of Teria Avant? I'll wait. Now, what y'all may have Googled is Teria Avant, my name, to see, because the first thing we trying to see is was she scamming and who she scammed. That's what people do. But most of us have never Googled the life story of someone that we barely know. We like to watch memoirs and biography, or read memoirs and biographies of celebrities. Come on, Mordisi. Mordisi said, why would I? Right. Why would I even Google the life story of you? I don't know you. Generally, the best time to write the book about your life is when everybody already know who you are. Walk into a room of 5,000, and if everybody knows you in that room, then we go ahead and write the life story. But guess what I do know? Guess what I do know? And this is the problem. Like most authors or people who want to be authors, and I'm specifically talking about self-help. But by the way, those of you who are in different genres as well, this can apply to you too. when it comes to being in the 97 percentile, but most authors get emotional about their content. Most people get emotional about their content instead of being emotional about the transformation. Well, but I wrote all of this. Okay, that's great. That's a good starting point. Let's write something now that people want to read. Let's write something now that people want to come and take time to come and see you teach them how to do a thing. One thing I do know is that literally anything somebody is Googling right now, how to do, they will pay for it. I remember a couple of years ago, there was this couple where they literally had a whole TV show built off of them teaching people how to organize. Y'all hear me? They had a whole show, not a show that taught them like how to be able to, hold on, y'all. I gotta put somebody in timeout. Y'all know my attention span. We're not addressing trolls. We just gonna block them. Okay. They're not professional. They don't clean your house. They don't clean your house. They literally come in and organize your home. So no, they're not going to come pick up stuff off the ground and mop the floor. No, they were paid. Why am I telling you that? Because there are people who pay people to organize their home. There are people who pay people to teach them how to cook meals with under $20. There are people who pay people. Maybe you just came out with a new smell fragrance line and you want to be able to sell more of your phrases. You want people to see you as an expert. So what you do is you say, what, you know what? I'm going to teach people how to be more confident about themselves. 7 keys to get the man of your dreams drooling over you. Okay? 7 keys to get the man of your dreams drooling over you. One of the keys is make sure your aroma grabs his attention. There are certain perfumes that I wear that I know if I put this perfume on, hey, Louisiana, if I put this perfume on, girl, they was on me last night. If I put that perfume on, I know what I'm trying to listen. I want somebody to come approach me. Imagine someone who sells their own perfume and they write a book about the 7 ways to get the man of your dreams drooling over you. Now, what he has done is position him or herself to build multiple streams of income. Because what's enough to get the man of your or woman of your dreams drooling over you? One thing I know is that, and fellas, y'all put me up. Let me know if I'm telling the truth. Fellas are they're first attracted to your looks. Most men and us ladies, we sometimes get offended. And I've had to even learn how to not get offended if even when I'm live and they on the comments, not listening to nothing I'm saying, they just looking. They on the comments because men are attracted to looks. Yes, us as women, but women will sometimes let a gorilla slide if he know how to talk. But men, they do not need casual conversation. They want to make sure she look good. So I tested this out with this guy too that I had just met. Well, he don't even remember me, but he met me one time and my hair was straight. It was like straightened out, but curly. And I saw him again, but I had the afro look. Like a couple of weeks, he didn't even recognize me. And so I was like, you know what? So I know what he likes. He don't like the afro look. It's some men who like the afro look. And I was like, it's me, Teria. He was like, as a matter of fact, it was another guy I met with the straight hair. And then we went on a date. And when we went on the date, I had the afro look. Child, that was the last day not like that look. Should I be offended? No, that's just because visually that's what he was. He was a visual creature and he liked what he liked. So maybe in the book, we might have another chapter that says, like it might be like always show up as the person that he fell in love with. Always show up with the person that he was physically attracted to. And it just is what it is. I'm teaching people how to get the man of their dreams always drooling over you. So you may not agree it is the truth. Does that make sense? Now, how can I make a stream of income about always showing up the way that you looked when you look? Because I might say, make sure your hair stays straight. I can refer you to maybe someone who does weaves, hair. Now that's another stream of income. Make sure you stay in physical shape. I can now refer you to a personal trainer. That's enough. Hey, personal trainer, listen, I'm going to have a chapter in my book that talks about physical appearance, being in shape for women who want to attract the man of their dreams and have them drooling over them. Can I interview you and include you in my book for a fee? And anybody that refers that comes to you to do business with you, that comes to you through my book or through my workshop or through my program, I want to get a commission. Now I've created multiple streams of income by leveraging a book. And right now, guess what? There are women online. It is safe to say that there are women right now Googling how to get him to like me. Why does he not like me? How to make him fall in love, how to make him never forget me, how to, very specific. And what people will Google, they will pay for. The reason why 97% of most people who write a book will never be profitable is because they're not doing the actual market research to pay attention to what people are paying for. They're not paying for the life story of Teria, but maybe they want how to do a thing that I've had to overcome. Maybe they want to know, how do you overcome heartbreak from a narcissist and still be friends with them? Hello. Anybody know how to do that? I do. You don't. You don't be friends with them. That's another conversation. You don't be friends with them narcissists, child. Well, you be a friend, but because you know who they are. Because I feel like all God's people need love, and everybody. I feel like the way that they are is based off of not just who they were born to, but who they grew into. It was certain things that they had to become that person. And so I see good. I do my best to try to see good in everybody, even someone who manipulated me and made me feel like everything I said was wrong. But would you learn how to keep those people at a distance? There are people right now who are literally Googling how to overcome the heartbreak of a narcissist. There are people right now that are Googling, how do I fire my boss and launch my own business in 30 days? There are people right now that are literally Googling, how can I help my son make friends at school? There are people right now literally Googling, how can I grow my hair another 3 inches within the next 90 days? Anything somebody will Google, they'll pay for. Why don't you learn to position yourself in front of them with all the different ways that cross T's and dots I's and makes you the expert? Being an author immediately makes you an expert of a thing. See, when we understand that this is not the tool that you make the profits from, you leverage it to make profits. Most authors today write a book and they think, I'm going to sell $1 million worth of copies. It's the Adam within, you guys. This is Aggie said, it's the Adam within us when we see Eve. Hey, I love it. This is a tool. Guys, if you look at authors today who have published multiple books, who are 6 and 7 figure entrepreneurs, business owners, who are 6 and 7, look at Harry Potter. Let me see how many Harry Potter books are there. How many Harry Potter books are there? 7 different thick tail. Y'all see how thick them books are? 7 different thick tail Harry Potter books that people love to read. But Harry Potter doesn't finish at Harry Potter the book. It became movies. It became clubs. Watch this. Google. I want y'all when y'all get off of here, go Google Harry Potter Club. I Google, look, they got the Harry Potter fan club. You can join it today. You can join the fan club. And guess what? When you join fan club, guess what you get? 20% off all the stuff on the stores. You get what's that? What I get on TikTok? Come on now. Hey, thank you guys. Y'all know I'm still learning. Yes, life goal achieved. Won't he do it? Y'all, I don't be knowing what's going on TikTok. All I know is when somebody does give me stuff. Listen, Wayne, thank you so much. Wayne has been just blessing a sister. I just want to make sure am I following you, Wayne, on here? Let me make sure I'm following him. No, I'm following you. So whenever you go live, Wayne, let me know so that I can make sure to gift you back. I'll be just taking the money and gifting it back, yeah. But anyways, Harry Potter has a fan club that you can join. So you can get 20% off of the store. Let's see what they sell on the Harry Potter website. They got quizzes, child. Who do this? Y'all be on the website. You could go shopping. Let's see, shopping. You can. They got a little stuffed. What is this? A Harry Potter? I don't even know. They got the clothes, the merch. They got all of this. You can do some spells. Y'all, who want to do some? Oh, you can get the trunk station. Multiple streams of income. They sell it. Let me tell you how much they selling these stuffed animals for. $49. They probably this big. You know how many Harry Potter fans there are in this world for $49? They got some for 20. They hoodies that cost them probably $5 to print, $60. T-shirts cost them $5 to print, $30. They got a coffee cup, $18. You can't tell me that when you understand business, every author that I've ever met that has built a 6 and 7 figure business leveraging their books, they never wrote the books to sell the book. You think Harry Potter is out there just to sell the book? No, it's a movement. Are you building movements with your books? How are you thinking beyond the book? Before the book is done, you need to be thinking, okay, when this reader finishes reading the book, what's next? Yes. So as you said, these kids are obsessed. Child, when the Harry Potter movies come out, they be dressed up. They be going to buying wands. They got wands out here that cost $100. A magician's wand. They got wands out here, the Harry Potter ones, $100. I seen it. Remember we used to fly back in the day. We used to fly on the thing. Look, 30, bruh. I lie to you not. $39 to, I'm lying. I lied to you because they got so much as $375 a wand set. And guess what? These wands don't do no magic. They not turning nothing into a prince or princess. But because the Harry Potter book became a movement, it became worthy to buy something of plastic that probably cost them 50 cents and you paid $300 and something for it. The reason why 97% of most people will never have a profitable book is because we put so much energy on just the book instead of the movement. We put so much energy. Oh man, we make it so big about ourselves. We make it about ourselves. And I'm telling you guys, a lot of times people say, no, I didn't write this book for me. I wrote it to help. Anytime you make anything about, like you say, I wanted to tell my story. But who said they wanted to hear it? And I know that sounds tough. People told me that I should write a book. That didn't mean that you should write your story. You should write something that is going to allow people transformation. And in the book, guess what? Let me tell you. Let me show you something. Let me show you. Y'all ready? Y'all ready, everybody? Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Where else I'm at? Streaming everywhere. Okay. I'm going to read a little bit of this for you. Introduction is short, straight to the point. A six-figure vision was written because I want to be able to reach people by helping them with the challenges that I've dealt with through life. I feel that our journey in life is not always about us, but also who we can help. Being able to live the type of life I live, some would only dream about. I don't mean living this life because of the clothes I wear or the car I drive. I believe that my life is amazing because I truly get to scale my life according to how I want it. I hated the day when I had to ask my boss if I could go visit my father who was sick. I wasn't able to spend time with him during his last months on earth. I hated having to get permission to leave work early. I hated driving in traffic every single day. I hated not having money to go on trips that I desired. Even though I loved myself, I hated a lot about how I was living my life. I believe the reason why most people go through life hating things is because they just haven't been made aware. That's why I wrote this book. Did I not? And by the way, throughout the whole book, I share different stories about my life. But don't you connect to that more versus me saying the life of Teria Avant? Hello? The reason why 97% of most authors never make money is because number one, they're not thinking beyond the book. Number two, they make it just about them. Number three, guys, I'm gonna tell you this. They're not treating it as a business. I never wrote this book that I wrote back in 2012 to sell it. This was gonna be a tool that I already knew I was going to use so that I could sell. Sell, you ask, what? Whatever I wanted. If I want to sell a mastermind, I can use my book. If I want to sell some courses, I'm gonna use my book. If I got some merch that I want to get off the ground, I can use my book. Now, me having a book talking about a six-figure vision, when I sell my merch, I ain't got to sell it for $20 no more. I can sell it for 40 and 50. That's why people are on the Harry Potter website right now buying hoodies for $70 that cost $5 to print. And they not even fancy. They just say, "What? Let me see what the sweater say." They don't even say nothing. Child, they just say, "Well, we let me go back to the thing." Y'all go look it up. It say platform. We don't even know what that is. Y'all, it says platform 934 something London. We don't you don't even so you rock this sweater. The only people that know what the King's Cross London. It says platform 9 with 3 and a 4, King's Cross. It don't say nothing about Harry Potter. But those who are a part of the movement, they know because that is the movement they're in. Are y'all with me on this? So again, will I ever stop doing free trainings? No. But the truth is because I've been doing this for so long, I already know the statistics. I already know the number. Only 3% of the people, even the people that are in Book Profits Club. And I know that sounds tough again, but I'm just trying to tell y'all the truth. The difference between a person in the 97 group and the 3%, 3% takes action. 3% makes no excuses. 3% don't give up because something didn't work their way. 3% is not waiting for somebody to remind them that they said that they was going to do what they said they was going to do. 3% is not looking at what the masses are doing and following behind everybody else. 3% is not saying, you know what, when times get better or when God sees fit. God don't see fit for none of us to live in tragedy. God doesn't see fit for none of us to live in poverty. God doesn't see fit. Now, yes, you might have to go through certain things to go to where you need to be, but that's not supposed to be your final resting place. You should not be in destitute forever in your life. You should not be in a position where if he's given you the vision, there's no way to the end of the top of the mountain. The vision never comes provision, but the provision might mean you got to do some climbing. It might mean you got to go down into some valleys. It might mean that it might not gonna come with you. It might mean when you make a decision, not the live gonna end. How they telling me my inactivity, child? Hold on. TikTok talking about I'm inactive. I didn't even know you could do that. Okay. Do y'all hear what I'm trying to tell you? The 3%, y'all, trust me when I tell you, and I try my best to be as it's not, I can't tell you everything. You know what I mean? I can't tell you it all. Some of the stuff you're gonna have to experience for yourself. Some of the things you're gonna have to experience falling on your butt. You're gonna have to experience somebody telling you that they're going to do a thing and then they don't do it. It's not gonna be, you know what I mean? I wish that I could just, everybody that is a part of the program doesn't have to do half of what I've had to do. Doesn't have to do 25% of what I've had to do. But I promise you on this, if you want to be profitable, if you want to write the book, if you want to impact lives, if you want to change the world, like, you cannot look at everybody else and think that that's going to be the route. All right, y'all. Anyways, Labubu are what's a Labubu? Around 4 to 5 inches and easily $40. What is the Labubu? You know what I'm saying? People pay for what they want. So yeah. Um, yeah, I did a free workshop the other day. 70 something people registered, 23 showed up, 14 stayed until the end. And that's typically the numbers. And I'm only expecting about maybe 4 to 5 to really do the work that joined in altogether. But numbers are numbers. It is what it is, and I don't get upset. I remember when I got, and I'm about to wrap it up, y'all, because I got to go. But I remember when I first got into this coaching industry, because I never wanted to be a coach just to say that I was a coach. I never wanted to get into this coaching industry to like, so that I could pull up on y'all in a Lambo and show y'all how wealthy I am. Hey y'all, check me out. I'm rich. Like I've never even been that girl. Like I've never even like, oh my gosh, I just never have been. And there's no disrespect for people that use that kind of marketing, but it is, I will say that it is up to you to know who's the fool or who's not. Cause either you the fool or they the fool. Some of these people, they're genius. I mean, but these folks getting indicted. Lord Jesus. Never got into this coaching industry for that purpose. I have always been bossy. That's what they used to call it when I was young. I just had to learn how to turn that mindset of always wanting to, and I'll answer a couple questions if y'all want to ask me some questions. I'll do that. I had to turn that mindset into trying to tell people how to do it, because that was me. Like I see somebody doing something wrong, and I would always want to help them. And I got that from my dad. I'm telling you, I know I got that from my dad. Since I was a young girl, I've always been the one trying to orchestrate and put stuff together with my friends. Hey, y'all, let's start a club. Everybody need to bring $5 dues so that when we come together, we to cook some food. Where I don't know, I don't know where we was cooking this food. We was gonna cook it in the woods. Barbecue. One time we did actually try to barbecue, and we set the woods on fire. 5 people had to come out and get us. We almost got in trouble. But since as long as I can remember, that has just always been my personality. I've always, if I see somebody doing something and I feel like they could do it better, I'm gonna probably 9 times out of 10 have the urge to want to show them how to do it the right way. And so where I used to be called bossy, I've had to learn to turn that love to see and help people transform into what now is paying me full time. It's paying me a life that, I mean, shucks. Next month, I'm probably going to be, well, not next month, beginning of September, I'm going to Aruba. We're going to Ghana. I'm doing a conference in Ghana. We did a conference in Dubai in May. We're going to do another one. We've got the Author All Stars magazine launch, and we've got a mastermind. I mean, the stuff I'm doing, y'all. And the thing is, I'm not good at really bragging about stuff like that. If anything, I like to brag about y'all more than I brag about me. But as long as I can tell you guys, even though I've been able to do, nobody has ever called me to remind me, hey, have you done your work today? When there were times where I remember one time I was doing a conference and I spent all my money putting this conference together. And I had not, because, whenever I do my events, y'all, we do awards. We like to try to do the most. But I hadn't yet paid for the event space. We had a lot of people coming into town. I paid for all the awards. I had all the tools. We paid for all the advertising, but I hadn't yet paid for the event space, because the last time I had did the event, they let me pay because I knew I was going to make an offer. They were like, mind you, the conference is tomorrow. 90% of the attendees are coming from out of town. This wasn't even that long ago, y'all. This was like 4 or 5 years ago. Right It might have been right before the pandemic, actually. The lady come up to me and is like, "Oh, okay, so we need to go ahead and process your card, the space, $8,000. $8,000 for the space." It might have been more than that. It might have been 10. I don't know. 8, $10,000. We need to go ahead and process your card so that we can go ahead and do this event. Do you think that I could go online and complain and woe is me? No, I had to get into solutions. We had to create a solution because I needed it in less than 24 hours. I can't tell you about the times when I made a decision to I'm going to go to this conference because they tell me that I got to go to the conference. It's going to change my life. I remember one time I was on my last dollar in my Nissan Altima Coupe that had rims on it. Tire, mind you, when you get them rims, them low profile tires, child, them tires ain't cheap. Tire blew up while I was on the highway driving to the conference. Had to get the donut put on. I drove all the way to this conference, like 3-4 hours on a donut. Like all the type of sacrifices that I have made that I don't even really talk about, the stuff that I'm still making today. I pray and wish that you guys would not have to experience half of what I've had to go through, but guess what? You do. There is no escaping this. You want to be a successful author? Putting it on Amazon is not the way. That's what the masses are doing, and they broke. The masses are doing it and nobody knows about them. You know how many books are published on Amazon every single day? You think that, okay, I'm going to be the exception to the rule. But nobody knows us. Don't nobody know me like that. I go into a room, not everybody know who I am. So me putting a book on Amazon is not about to change my financial life. It's me rolling up my sleeves and getting this book everywhere that I go. Pitching this book out to different outlets, getting on multiple stages, leveraging the thing. Okay, let me answer some of y'all questions. Somebody asked a question. Look at this. Thank you, IMQ. The average adult reads 2.5 books a year. How about this? 70% of most people, 70+%, the ones that so the ones that buy your book, not the ones who just buy your book and put it in the shelf. Because how many of us done that? I got tons of books that people give me all the time. People think because I'm in the book space that I sit down and read books all day long. I don't. I'm just being honest. I'm not trying to be rude. I don't. But I do appreciate when people give them to me because I do know the work that it takes for people to put into a book. And so I'm grateful, but I don't just sit home all day reading books. But 70% of the people who actually do crack that but sorry, y'all, on TikTok. I was trying to position it right, but hold on, y'all. Let me get this right on TikTok. 70% of most people who actually buy your book and crack it open, they will not read your book past chapter 1. So again, if you think the book is the end all be all, we are playing ourselves. It's got to be a what's next. Where would you publish your book? So for those to know, where do I publish my book? I self-publish. I do not. Now, are there publishers? I have some publishers that I can refer you to that will help you to self-publish your book, but you have different types of publishing today, right? So you have people who go to a publishing house that want to get signed by a publisher. Typically, most people that will go to those types of publishing houses and get signed, that are looking for an advance, which by the way, it says advance for a reason. They generally get signed because that publishing house, not just because the book is great, but they believe that when they give you the advance, that you're going to do the marketing to get the money back. When they give you an advance, y'all, remember it's called advance because it's an advanced payment. So that means you got to pay it back. So if they give you an advance for $10,000, before you will ever see another dollar from this company or from your book sales, you got to pay that publishing company back that $10,000. Now, the challenge is that a lot of times when you publish your book through a publishing company of these sorts, you also are only getting a specific amount of pay per book. Your book might be $20, but the publishing company is maybe only paying you $2 for your $20 book. So now you have to go in, sell $10,000 worth of a $2 profit from your book, because you're not going to get paid anymore from your book sales until you have done. So that's 20,000 books you got to sell. Hello? A lot of challenges too when you go through a publishing company is that many times they might own creative control of your books. They own the creative control. So that means they can tell you, hey, we want you to change the cover. Hey, Fayaz, how you doing? Glad to have you here. I hope I said that right. Fayaz. They can say, hey, we want you to change the title. We don't like this. We want you to change it. And they also can prolong the publishing of your book. I know a lot of people have gone to publishing companies 2 years ago. Book still ain't out. So there are pros and cons. And really, honestly, if you're looking at it, if I'm looking at it, there's no pro at all signing to a publishing company unless they're going to put marketing money behind your book, which most of them are not. You look at it today, even the music industry, all these artists out here, all these rappers that we think, and R&B artists that we think got money. Hello. They will tell you they're not making no money. They got an advance and they are still responsible for marketing themselves. Same goes in the publishing space. Now, okay, what if I just hire a publishing company to and put my book together? There are companies like that. Okay. So you can have a company where your book is done, but you need someone to help you with your cover things. Yes, that's fine. But you are going to spend money for that too. You might spend $10,000, $20,000 for something like that. I even know people who've paid $20,000 to go to a publishing company, and the publishing company still even owns the rights of their book. That's crazy to me. Okay, like I'm not about to pay you 20 grand and then I got to come to you to get my books printed. I met a young lady the other day, came out with her book, and guess what? She went through a publishing company. In order for her to order copies of her books, it cost her $16 per book. Her book is under 100 pages. I don't do that. We send you directly to the printer. Our printer that we use may charge you $5 per book to print. And so you just got to understand. Now, so I believe in self-publishing. You're still going to have to do the marketing. You're still going to have to get the word out. So why go through a company that's going to take a large percentage of your money, possibly creative rights, when you still got to promote? If anything, what you could do is when you then write your book, you either hire someone who can assist you with getting the word out, like a publicist, or do it yourself. Book Profits Club, that's what we do. We teach you how to get on the platforms yourself. We provide the resources for you. We provide the software for you so you can sell your book on your own website. Most people want to sell on Amazon. Do y'all know every single time I ever sold a book on Amazon was because I told someone to go to Amazon? Not because I woke up one day and, oh my God, somebody bought a book on my Amazon store. That's why I don't even put my books on Amazon no more. And if you want to get people to miraculously just find you on Amazon, you got to run ads. Well, why don't I just run ads directly to my website? So now I got the lead, I got the profits, and yes, you got to ship it out yourself. But y'all, if you ain't selling 100 books a month, what are we talking about? Like what? I got a label printer right here. Right here. This is it. I'm gonna let y'all see on TikTok in a minute. That's the rolls. I have a label printer where it takes me 2 seconds. Well, a little bit longer than that. You see? That's the printer. And that's the roll. It takes me 2 seconds. A little longer than that. But let's just say I got some orders that come in. There's a software so we use our own software in Book Profits Club. We have a software we provide to all of our customers where people can go purchase their books directly from their website. Then all you got to do is connect it. Utilize a tool called like a Zapier. But we even have other integrations too now in the software that will allow it go straight to the thing. Then what you do is you use ShipStation. Y'all type this down now. I'm giving y'all some game. ShipStation allows you to print your labels. Matter of fact, I got some I need to print right now. ShipStation allows you to print your labels. What I mean is your labels where you can ship it. Let me show y'all. So you see these? These are some books right here that have the labels on them that you can ship out. It looks professional. The envelopes, got the envelopes. I got the envelopes at I'm having a fart. Oh, hold on, y'all. This trainer. I'm wearing one of these trainers, child, trying to get my waist snatched. Uline. You go to Uline, ULINE.com. So they go purchase the book directly from your website. You then use Zapier, Zapier, which is a tool that then connects your website to ShipStation. ShipStation is what you use to print out the labels. So it automatically converts all of your sales over to ShipStation. Then all you got to do is log into ShipStation and print out your labels. Let me log in real quick and see if I got any orders over here. Let me see. Let me see. It'll automatically have your orders in there. Okay. And then you just once or twice a month, because some people think, oh, okay, well, I gotta ship it out every week. Y'all, ain't nobody tripping off of your book coming in 2 days or not. Now, yes, if you want to have that, like if you like, well, I want books to be sent out immediately, like that's why people go to Amazon. Listen, some stuff, y'all be creating false realities, because who told you that? One person? One person told you that they want, like, then so we're gonna dictate our entire business off of one person? No, we're not doing that. So yeah, okay, well, yeah, I got orders in here, but what happens is the orders automatically come over. These are older orders. I gotta confirm the addresses. They'll come over with the address, and all you gotta do is log into ShipStation, print out your labels. They go boop, 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 come out quick once or twice a week. Or you just, if y'all got kids, see those of y'all who got kids, my kids would be my staff. Hire your kids. Listen, I'm gonna give you $20. I want you to take all of these and put these on the envelopes that I ordered from Uline and put the book inside. Twice a month, boom, boom, bam, boom. If you're selling more than 100 books a month, then you can use a fulfillment center. They have a ton of them. One that I recommend is called ShipZoom. Fulfillment Center. Google Fulfillment Center. And by the way, you can use Amazon Fulfillment Center, but you're going to pay them a fee. Does that make sense? But I don't like to sell through Amazon because Amazon takes way more profit and they take my leads. How many of y'all have bought from Amazon ever? All of us buy from Amazon. Now, I don't buy books from Amazon. I try to buy the book directly from the author because I'm in that space. But anything else is fair game, right? When you buy something from Amazon, guess what they didn't do? They start recommending other stuff to you based on your purchase. So if you buy a book from Amazon, guess what? They're going to now start recommending other books in that genre. So if you are the one sending people to your Amazon store, you've done all the work to send them to Amazon versus just sending them to your website. And now Amazon is going to start recommending other books. By the way, they're not going to tell you who bought the book from you. They're going to do the shipping and all the things. They're not going to send you the leads. Y'all think Amazon is the online store platform, e-commerce? Yeah, but really what they are is one of, because Temu's probably the best. Shein is coming up there now, and Fashion Nova. These are all database acquisition companies. They acquire your information. They know what you like, and they will then create products and services based on what you buy. They don't care about the quality. They care about, we know that you like to buy this. We're going to buy that. At one time, Shein was a high quality Shein. Decent. I won't say high quality, but years ago, Shein was just a online clothing store, and all of their stuff was quality. Now you go on Shein, they selling lashes. All right. How do you know how to trust companies that you choose to go? Okay. So the question that I got is, when writing a book, how do you know how to trust the companies that you choose to go to publish your book? Look at their results. Hey, can I see some people you worked with? You can even go a step further and say, do you have some people that you work with that I can talk to? Like, don't be afraid. If you about to drop 5, 10, 15, $20,000 to work with a company, it's nothing wrong with you saying, I want to know who you worked with. Can I meet them? Can I talk to them? Can you give me their email, Instagram, introduce me? Like, don't just base it off of because you look at their Instagram and they look like they live in a lavish life. I'm telling you, it's people out here that are finessing. A couple years ago, everybody had a Lambo truck. I don't see them same Lambo trucks no more. I'm not trying to, I'm just telling y'all. You would be finessing y'all. We would believe in it. No, who you work with. And another thing I'm very weary of. So, like, if you go to the Book Profits Club social media, you see that we are constantly promoting our members. They're on articles. They're getting now we're doing something where we're highlighting individuals who are getting booked on the podcast, because every Thursday we send podcasts to our members to get booked on. We get them on media articles. We have other platforms where we're building exposure so that when people Google them, they are Googleable, right? They have a social presence, not necessarily social media, because I do not teach people about building social media and becoming an influencer. No, I don't have no desire. I'm sorry, y'all. I don't have a desire to be an influencer. I like sometimes when I go out to eat, I just like to enjoy the food. No disrespect. Some people love the life. I be around social media influencers. We got to take when we go. I hate going out with people who are social media influencers. No shade, because we got to then take 40, 50 pictures of them for them to post one or two. Like, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? It's like, wait a minute. Let me get a couple pictures. Child, I be like, no shade. But if that's how you get your bag, that's how you get your bag. Me, I just be liking to enjoy. I like to go to concerts and watch it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like to go on trips and just leave my phone in the room. Y'all know what I mean? So you'll never see me. I never make that a priority in Book Profits Club on how to become a social media influencer. What I do make a priority is showing you how to influence. Because being able to influence people to take action is a skill set. Ooh, very good question. Business Aggie, how do you leverage a book focused on children in faith genre? Well, we do know that, of course, like the public school system may not necessarily be your ideal place to go and try to get, you know, in front of kids. If you're basically using your book to help children in faith. But there are organizations out there that have tons of kids. And these organizations are called churches. These organizations are called private schools. These organizations are nonprofits. So, how do I leverage my book? So, this is the thing. A lot of times when people want to do stuff with kids, you have to approach it a little bit differently than what you would do for an adult. Because when you are working with adults, your adults typically are your customer and your client. So, the ones who are paying for it, right? But when you are working with kids, kids generally do not have the money to pay you. I mean, now today, we do got kids out here who make way more money than some of us adults, 15, 14, they out here multimillionaires. But most kids are not going to be a person to pay you for your services. Now, what I will tell you is this, where a lot of authors also drop the ball is they're trying to focus on kind of like what the journey is versus the result. So helping kids in the faith walk, there's be a reason why you're helping them. There's got to be a result from them being in the faith genre. So let me give you a clear example. Let's say you want to help kids to live a more positive life so that they do better in school. So that is how I would pitch it. Doing better in school is much more important than just only having a faith-filled life to most people. Does that make sense? Now, we're not saying for us that it is, because as a woman of God, no, to have God in your life is the ultimate goal for even with what I do today. But most people are not necessarily saying that's the problem, that I don't have God in my life. No, they're saying the problem is my child is acting up in school and they need to get their act together because they keep getting switched to other schools. I need them to be able to stay in school and do well. And I help them learn how to do better in school through their faith walk. But I don't need to say I lead it with that. I'm talking about the result. Does that make sense? So now what I'm doing is I am leading towards a result that parents will pay for their kids. Because now the customer is the parent, but the client is the child. Okay? Now, how can I leverage this result of helping kids to do better in school with my books? Again, most people, when they write books to sell books versus writing a book to sell. What I would do if I were you, Business Aggie, is I would make a list of these organizations, nonprofits, churches, etc., and I would make a list and find out who is in charge of people that come in to speak, educate. I don't know. It could even be a certain level of a member. You might not be able to reach the pastor, but you could reach someone who kind of runs in the church. That would be the one to get you in there to speak. So you build your database and you start now pitching them. You're going to every week maybe send out 4 to 7 packages of your book, as well as an intro letter explaining what it is that you do and that you help kids to do better in school. And let me tell you the benefits of why you want me to come in here to do a free workshop with the kids, because the kids that are doing good in school as a result of being a member at your church them parents are going to keep them kids at that church. Them parents are going to make sure they tithe into this church. Ultimately, what is it that makes the world run? Money. The bottom line is money. Even if I was to pitch myself for a private school, private schools cost money. So I'm going to say, listen, let me show you how to get more kids stay to your school that are paying, that are doing also not just paying, but getting better results, which increases your value. And then I'm able to come in and teach on faith-based principles, Bible principles that for sure are going to help your kids to get better in line and have better results in school. So I'm going to pitch by sending out my book. That's the first thing I'm going to do. I'm going to also look for organizations that have conferences tailored around helping kids to do better in school, because there's conferences out there. I'm going to look for conferences for moms. I'm going to look for conferences for fathers, because again, who is my paying customer? It is the parent. Who is my client? It is the child. I'm going to go to these events with my books. Even if I'm not speaking, I'm going to go, and I'm going to go with an intention of meeting. Let me find 10 parents that I know that I could give a copy of my book to give to their kid. In exchange, I'm going to get their information and set up a follow-up call. That's how I'm going to leverage my book, because when they see that I'm an author of this book, I'm an expert. Then when you finally get the one organization, the one school that says, yes, we want you to come in and speak and do a free workshop with the kids, because you're going to say yes, free. Because most of these organizations are not going to pay you to come and speak. Okay? I know a lot of people be out here telling y'all the funk, all this. You know what's crazy? A lot of these speakers that speak at these universities and schools and stuff like that, some will, but many of them won't tell you that they spoke for free for a long time. They just gonna charge you so that you can get into their public speaking course, and then you realize, oh shoot, I gotta speak for free. What? Do I need to pay for that? Okay, y'all ready? Breaking news. Sometimes you have to be willing to sow the seed first. And honestly, I've never seen a tree grow without a seed sown first. You got to sow the seed before you get the harvest. You got to do the work sometimes up front before the harvest shall come. The tree doesn't grow without the seed. So that seed is you putting the planting it in with that organization that when I come in and speak, your kids are going to get results. Come in and talk with your kids, they're going to go home and mom and dad going to be like, what has gotten into you? Oh, well, Coach K, Zacchaeus, Coach Z, Coach Moss. Coach Moss came to our school and he was teaching us principles about the Bible, and he shared with us the story about the talents. He was talking to us in the Bible. They got this man that gave these people some talents. And he taught us about how we need the talents that God has given us. Look at me, I'm about to cry. I'm about to cry because I feel and I know in my heart that what I'm telling y'all right now, somebody is receiving this and you're going to run with this information and you about to change some lives. This is why I do what I do. Like, God continues to keep on depositing these ideas and I ain't even going to lie, as a coach, it definitely hurts when I know I see it within someone and they just overcomplicate this. It is so easy to do what I do. What's hard though, and if you've ever heard this saying that it says, what's easy to do is also easy not to do. It's hard to sometimes to continue to have focus to stay active doing the work when with your physical eye, you're not seeing the results. And also at the same time with your physical eye, you're seeing other people win. And it seems like to you, they're winning big and that you should be in the same spot. But when you are operating in the space of not just using your physical, but your spiritual, because God don't make nobody on this earth for no reason. When you know that you are operating in faith and doing the work and that he's already given you the vision, that is your spiritual eye. The vision is where you will be. And I'm going to tell you guys this. Some of us are spending so much time continuously asking God for a thing that you're not taking enough time to sit down and listen to him. There's a time where we pray, and in the time of meditating, you're supposed to sit and visualize that of what is for you. Receive the answers. We so busy asking, we ain't even sitting down. You know how many times yesterday I went to one of my favorite places, and they got all these different rooms and stuff, and you go in these rooms and you just breathe it in, and I'm just sitting there just taking the deep breaths, visualizing my TV network. I'm taking the deep breaths, visualizing my clients, and I'm using that for the word, just the terminology, but I don't like to call people clients. I call them my family. But my clients, AKA family, speaking on stages, getting on the podcast, I did a call today with one of our new members, and she was just telling me how like being plugged in for just a short period of time has already changed her life. And this is why I do it. Okay, I was talking about the kids. So let's go back to the kids. So the parents are going to pay. So when the kids are coming home and you're giving the kids homework, you're telling the kids, you did a free workshop. And you say, now what I want you to do at a private school where the parents are paying for their kids to go to school. You think them parents don't want them kids to do well in school? You think them parents don't want them kids to get offers and all types of stuff, to get awards and recognition? Yes, them parents want them kids to get all of that. And so you tell the kids, you say, listen, kids, I want you to go home and you're going to do this exercise with your parents. And everybody that does it, you're going to come back or you're going to have your parent to email me. And everybody that emails me, you got to go do this with your parents. Everyone that emails me, you're going to get invited to a pizza party / building workshop. Who like pizza? I love pizza. Oh my God. I think kids now, they liking chicken nuggets. That's what they told me the other day. The kids ain't really loving the pizza like that. They want some chicken nuggets. Whatever. These kids be wanting smoothies nowadays. Kids are different. So you're gonna tell your parents, you're gonna do the exercise, and then your parent has to email me. If they email me, then you get a free ticket to come to the chicken nugget and smoothie party that we're doing on Saturday at the YMCA. But you got to do the homework. Now you go ahead and get the chicken nuggets sponsored. You're gonna have the parents to come in now and they get a chance to see you. And the kids are gonna get to have some fun with some chicken nuggets, but the parents are gonna be there and you're gonna go over some exercises with them. And you're gonna say, by the way, I've got a weekend boot camp that's coming up. I only have about 10, 15 spots available. It is like a summer camp, but with this, the difference is that your kids are gonna get what you've already seen them to the 10th power. It's 1997. I don't know what these parents are paying today for these summer camps, but I know they paying more than that. They paying money. If they paying for their kids to go to school because they want them to have better education, you think they're not gonna pay to come to a camp? Not everybody is, but the ones that are for you will. It's 1997. And what I'm also going to do is for every kid, for when you come into when you have your child comes when your child comes, it sponsors another kid to come at a less at a school that is less y'all know what I'm trying to say, right? And then guess what, they're gonna know that you were the reason why they were sponsored to come to this camp. And then the school is going to now see, oh my God, this is amazing. You say, yeah, so can you now go ahead and buy enough copies of this book for all of your kids? Oh yes, we got a fund for that. We somebody in TikTok is asking for what is the location. I'm giving an example. This is not even a real class. I'm showing people how to use a children's book that is designed to help kids grow through faith. But why are we wanting kids to grow their faith? So that they can do better in school. And so they're pitching. You see what I'm saying? I'm showing y'all how to use a book. So now the school is like, oh my God, yeah, we'll buy enough copies. By the way, I have clients who've done this. And then now you have a proof of concept. The kids are doing better. Now you pitch the YMCA and you say, listen, YMCA, I want to come 4 times a year and I want to do this weekend camp. I want to do a weekend camp with you guys. Here are some of the kids. Let me show you their results. Their life is changing. Why do you need to do it? Because the YMCA is getting government money. They got it. I had one of our Book Profits Club members do that. The first time they told her no. Okay, no problem. I'm not going to give up. Let me just go ahead and still do the workshop and let them see what's going on. The second time they came back, they said, sure, here's $37,000 for one weekend boot camp. How many kids will that cover? Hey, we loved we want to go ahead and renew your contract to do another weekend boot camp. This time we're going to give you more money. You have to be willing to sow the seed to get the harvest. But most of us authors, we out here so busy trying to make a $20 sale, a $15 profit. And for most people, if you sell it on Amazon, you're not making no $15 profit, that we forget that anything that we've ever touched or ate or felt, it started with an idea. Somebody had to create it first, and then the profits were made. That's an example. I can do this all day long. Like, y'all can give me any kind of idea. That's another reason. That's another way you know who do you know to go to. When you ask, okay, let me tell you another way of how to know if your coach, if this is a good coach for you. So I remember I had a coach I was paying, it was another high level inner circle program. I don't know, most of these programs that I've enrolled into as far as masterminds, they've been anywhere between 25,000 up to about 30,000. And so every single time I would ask this coach about, I need some strategy for the next step, their response was always something like, it was basically the same for everybody, but it would always be something like, oh, well, increase your prices. No, I don't want to, that's not the strategy. And so that's when I realized this person don't know what the hell they be talking about. Oh my God, I got a coaching call going on about to start right now. I gotta get ready for this coaching call, y'all. Anytime I was like, they don't know. So what am I saying? I'm saying that if you're trying to figure out if this is the right company for you, when you ask them questions, are they giving you generic answers? Hello. Are they really giving you solutions? When you ask them for help, are they telling you, oh, well, go look at the videos all the time? Like when I do a strategy session call with clients, which I'm about to do right now, it's real strategy. And it's going to be something applied directly towards your business. It's not going to be some general conversation. Does that make sense, y'all? You want to know the right publisher? You got to see the results, but you also have to identify, can they answer and solve your questions? Hey, Stevie, I'm about to jump off this live right now. Okay, y'all. Well, look, I got to go. I got a coaching call that's starting now. We've been together for a while. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Everybody that was on all the platforms, I love you. I pray that your day is full of peace, prosperity, and happiness and everything in between.